Hello, Giants. My name is Jung-Hoo Lee, grandson of the wind from Korea. Thank you for helping to achieve my dream to play in MLB. I am here to win and will always give my best for teammates and fans. Let's go, Giants! Thank you.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to our new series in MLB The Show 24, where we will be taking over as general manager of the San Francisco Giants. Last year, finishing 4th place in the NL West, finishing 79 and 83, below 500 win percentage, unfortunately. And I don't think this team needs a true rebuild. I think this team needs more of a retool. They got some nice prospects coming up. Kyle Harrison, the #1 prospect on the team. He's going to have some immediate big expectations, considering that we have Alex Cobb and Robbie Ray both out until right around mid-season, right around that all-star break. Robbie Ray out because of Tommy John, but being a former Cy Young winner, I hope that when he does come back, he's going to provide that veteran depth and good, reliable pitching. Alex Cobb out because of hip surgery. He had an impairment, or I think it was impairment in his left hip. Had to have off-season surgery. Hopefully when he returns again, I think he's 36 years of age. Hopefully he has a nice bounce back from there. But Kyle Harrison, he's got high expectations right now. He's got a little bit of command issue, but his breaking balls are elite, absolutely elite. I'm expecting a lot of strikeouts. In the minors, he was a strikeout and inning guy. So he's going to be getting plenty of opportunities and plenty of games this season. He will be slotted in as our #3 player. We had the left-handed pitcher Carson Weisenhunt, second-round pick back in 2022. More than likely, he's going to need at least one more year down in the minors. He's got an issue with walks, but his strikeout rate is elite as well. 83 Ks in 58 games last season across 3 years. In real life, he's expected to be called up later on in the season, maybe during the August call-up, September call-ups. That's what it is. The September call-ups, we might get to see Carson Weisenhunt up there. We had the international free agent signing. He is listed still as a prospect, but we had the 25-year-old outfielder Jung-Hoo Lee. He is projected to be our leadoff man. Unfortunately, he is not in this game yet, so I will be waiting until probably the first week of the season, the first roster update once the season starts, so that way we can get him in the game. Yamamoto, that Cubs starting pitcher, and a few others as well on their correct teams. But yeah, he's potential leadoff hitter. He won KBO Rookie of the Year in 2027. He's won 5 Gold Gloves over in the KBO from 2017 to 2022, and he won the KBO MVP in 2022 as well. High expectations for Jung-Hoo Lee in that outfield. We also have our international prospect, another guy not quite in the game, 17-year-old Rainer Arias. He is the top international prospect last season. Huge offensive upside for him, and he could develop into a corner outfielder / first baseman. So we might have Jung-Hoo Lee play center field. He's probably going to be playing center field, while Arias develops into either that right or left fielder for him. I'm really excited to see what he turns into in this game. Again, we gotta wait until the roster update, and I really hope he is in this game. Shortstop Marco Luciano, 22-year-old top prospect last year. Struggled a little bit in the majors, above a strikeout and inning guy. I mean, not strikeout and inning guy. He struck out almost twice for every hit that he had. Not really good. He needs better plate discipline. I think he needs another year in the minors, but that will all come down to how I kind of finalize our roster. The Giants did cut J.D. Davis off of their squad, so he will not be on the team once the roster update happens, leaving Matt Chapman as probably our lone true third baseman. So that shortstop position might be up for grabs, and we might have Luciano starting for us right away. He's got a lot of power, as he's going to be a nice power bat as well. Next up, we got two-way pitchers. We got Bryce Eldridge, a 19-year-old. He hasn't pitched since getting drafted, but he's got a nice 3-pitch mix, fastball, slider, and changeup with a big power swing. He's got good power behind him. Being 19 years of age, I think we could truly develop him into something. The one issue I have with him is if you look at his pitching stats, he is nowhere close to pitching. He's got some stat in the hits, he's got some stats in the home runs, and he's got some stamina. But literally, and he's got like 10 in his control. But everywhere else is 0. So we basically are developing this dude from scratch as a pitcher. A guy that I want to probably put as a long reliever. Probably his first season down in the minors with us. But it'll be all right. I like Bryce Eldridge. Second two-way player will be Reggie Crawford, 23-year-old. He's highly injury prone, unfortunately. He is coming off of Tommy John surgery as well, but he throws a triple-digit fastball and a high 80 slider. Another guy who has a lot of power. He's more developed all around compared to Bryce Eldridge, but he's also been one of our prospects, been playing minor league baseball with us for a little bit longer. Another guy I'd like to try to get, I'd like to try to develop to be a two-way player, because if our team could have two-way players up here in the majors, like, we're set. We're going to get people in the stands. That's great marketing. I love it. Those are 2 prospects that I want to be highly successful on this team. 2 more players that aren't in the game quite yet, but are listed as top 10 prospects for the San Francisco Giants. We have outfielder Grant McCray. He's a 23-year-old speedy outfielder. He had an injury early in his career and a 30% strikeout rate. But he's listed as number 8. He's 23 years of age. He's probably going to be a D potential guy if he does get put into the game. And then their number 9 ranked prospect is shortstop Walker Martin. He's 19 years of age. He got drafted in the 2nd round last season, and he was seen as the steal in the draft, as he was projected to be taken in the 1st round at pick number 26. But to fall all the way to the 2nd round for the San Francisco Giants, we might have gotten a nice steal there. Basically a nice steal. He won Colorado Gatorade Player of the Year, and he led the nation with 20 home runs in 29 games. He was a state champion quarterback in high school as well. So we might have Walker Martin competing with Marco Luciano at that shortstop position just to start the season. Walker Martin's probably going to have a little bit lower of an overall, probably right around 62 once he actually gets into the game. But I'm still very happy, and I'm highly anticipating or excited with anticipation for when he does get called up. Now, we do have a few players that also signed in this offseason. We have the 3rd baseman, Matt Chapman, just signed during spring training. He's an excellent defender. He's an absolute stud when it comes to defense, and he's looking to have a nice bounce-back season compared to what he was doing over in Toronto. This is a guy that's probably going to be giving us right around 20 to 25 home runs. Will be giving us some nice offensive boost over there at 3rd base. But his defensive prowess is what is truly elite for this guy. Next up would be the starting pitcher / relief pitcher, Jordan Hicks. We signed him in free agency away from the St. Louis Cardinals. This dude, for most of his career, has been playing out of the bullpen because of injury and inconsistent play. He's got an absolute cannon of an arm, and I'm really hopes that we can develop him into being our number 2 or number 3 starting pitcher for basically the entire franchise. But that's only if we can get him to perform properly for us. We're gonna have to stretch out those innings as his stamina really isn't the greatest, but I have some faith in Jordan Hicks. And we also had Robbie Ray, but we've already touched up on him. Oh, completely forgot about the big free agent signing, and the man that's got a lot of storylines following him, Jorge Soler, signing him away from the Miami Marlins this free agency period. He will be playing DH for us as his fielding stats are complete garbage, but he has the potential to break kind of a streak or a curse for the San Francisco Giants, as he has the ability to hit 30 home runs this season. This is a feat that has not happened since 2004 by Barry Bonds. So I'm hoping Jorge Soler with that 99 power, I think it's like 95 power against lefties, 88 power against righties. I'm hoping his power and the fact that he's not playing the field can kind of boost him up to get those 30 home run season. I'm really excited for that as well. Another guy who's not quite on the roster, and he might not make the roster either, is Pablo Sandoval. He came out of retirement signing. He's playing with the boys here in spring training. I'm not sure if it was a marketing move that made them want to do that. But I'm very excited to have Pablo Sandoval. If nothing else, he'll be a nice nice leader to kind of show the young kids how to play the game, how to play San Francisco baseball truly. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get on in to the rest of the players, introduce you to the remainder of what's probably going to be our starting roster day number 1. Start things off with our pitching. We got the basically face of the franchise, Logan Webb. He is the workhorse in our starting rotation. 88 overall, A potential, 27 years of age. This dude has been an absolute stud around for the past 3 seasons now, posting a below 3.5 ERA each of those seasons. Back in 2022, posting a 2.9 ERA. Dude isn't going to throw you a lot of heat. He's not going to be an above strikeout and inning pitcher, but he's going to be pretty close to that. The dude is an elite ground ball pitcher, and I would expect him to lead our team and have the most wins on this team this season as well. His breaking pitches are absolutely nasty, and he doesn't walk a lot of batters either. Going down, that's going to be it for starting pitchers. Heading on into the bullpen players we haven't talked about yet, we're going to have the Rogers twins, Taylor Rogers and Tyler Rogers. These two, 33 years of age apiece. We do have a little bit of an older bullpen and a very weak bullpen as well with this team, but Tyler and Taylor Rogers will look to kind of be our workhorses. Taylor Rogers has that 99 clutch and 97 hits over 9, so this dude might be really good when it comes to setting it up and setting up Camilo Duvall, keeping the team close to try to win us a few games there. 90 velocity as well, as he throws that 94 mile per hour sinker. Doesn't throw a fastball at all. He's got a 79 mile per hour slurve, 94 mile per hour sinker, and that 89 mile per hour cutter. So plenty of different kind of mile per hour pitches. He's going to keep people guessing. I really like Taylor Rogers. Head on over to his brother, or his twin brother, Tyler Rogers. Not the best of pitchers. Doesn't give up a lot of home runs. Doesn't walk a lot. A little less clutch than he does. Doesn't have any velocity whatsoever either. Kind of basically pitching for contact. He's got that sinker, 83 mile per hour sinker, 75 mile per hour slider, and an 83 mile per hour four-seam fastball. Tyler Rogers might get lit the fuck up on our team, so I'm going to be looking to try to improve on him, but he's still going to be probably that number 2 guy, because anytime Tyler Rogers is going to get on the field, you're going to see Taylor Rogers out there on the field as well. We also have Luke Jackson, a 32-year-old, 73 overall relief pitcher. What did he do last year? Last year was his first year here in San Francisco after leaving Atlanta. Pitched 33 innings, had 43 strikeouts, so he's an above strikeout and inning kind of guy. 2.97 ERA, throws a 87 mile per hour slider, 94 mile per hour four seam, and a 12.6 curve, 83 miles per hour. Nice. I like that. I don't see that a lot. And he's another dude with elite brake too. 99 brake, 68 control, 75 velocity. Seems like he's pretty clutch. Good hits over 9, good strikeouts over 9, and good home runs over 9. It's just he might walk a few more batters than we would like. We do have the young 27-year-old prospect Tristan Beck down here as well, 66 years of age, 6'4" from California. He's got good walks over 9, good home runs over 9, but he still needs a little bit more development, a little bit more fine-tuning before I would say he's truly MLB ready. Unfortunately, with the bullpen we have, we're kind of going to have to throw him to the Wolves. He did pitch with the team last year, pitching a total of 85 innings, striking out 68 batters, and having just below a 4 ERA. He had 2 saves, 1 blown save, and a hold. See if he can improve upon that year number 2 up here with our squad. Looking at the closing pitchers, of course, you all know him, Camilo Duvall. Dude throws heat. He's got some of the nastiest pitches in the league. He's only 26 years of age. There's a good chance that he could develop into the league's best relief pitcher. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Probably another season or 2, and he'll be considered one of the best relief pitchers in this league. Again, 99 break, 99 velocity, almost 80 control, 90 hits over 9, 82 clutch, 82 Ks over 9, 85 home runs over 9, and he's going to give you way above a strikeout in inning. The issue is that he's going to blow you a few games as well because he does throw a lot of curvy pitches. He's got a 89 mile per hour slider, 97 mile per hour cutter, and a 95 mile per hour sinker. His sinker, I believe, is what gets absolutely demolished for home runs and kind of cost him those games last season. But if he does figure out that third pitch in the sinker, I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I don't think he should be throwing at 95 miles per hour. If he could get that a little bit lower, down to like a 90, 92, I think it would be a little bit more efficient for him. But each year as the closer for San Francisco, he's had a sub 3 ERA. So Camilo Duvall going to be our franchise closer more than likely. His contract is coming up at the end of the season, so it will be interesting to see what we do with him. He's got 3 more years of arbitration, but because we want him to be our franchise player or franchise closer, do we just sign him to that long-term deal and try to keep him until he's like 34, 35? It'd be really interesting to see what we decide to do there. Let me know. Looking at the catching position, a lot of competition here. Probably not as much as I think there is, and there's probably just going to be a lot of trade rumors surrounding our San Francisco catchers and catching prospects. The reason being, San Francisco has been trying to find a catcher ever since Buster Posey retired, one of the greatest catchers of all time in the league, in my opinion. And we tried doing with the number 2 overall pick, Joey Bart. That didn't wind up working out too well. His offensive abilities just weren't really there, and honestly, his fielding doesn't seem to be the greatest as well. I'm not saying he's a true bust yet, but as a number 2, actually, you know what? I would say that as a number 2 overall pick, Joey Bart is a true bust for the franchise. He's 27 years of age, 65 overall, and B potential. That 27 years of age puts him as one of our oldest catchers in our system, and he's our 4th best catcher. The nice part is with that B potential, his trade value will be up there, so we might want to move him during our spring training or our regular season to try to bring in a piece, to try maybe a reliever, maybe another starting pitcher, just something to try to boost our MLB roster, because I don't see him truly developing into our starting everyday catcher. Now, we did have Blake Sable. He's a utilities catcher, literally plays everywhere. Catcher, first base, third base, outfield. He plays fucking everywhere. 26 years of age, 6'4", batted .235 in 110 games last season, had 13 home runs. Not going to steal you a lot of bases, but he's a much better offensive player than Joey Bart. If we were to do just Sable and Bart, I would probably do Bart against lefties and have Blake Sable bat against righties. Seems like they would probably pan out from that. The problem is neither of these guys' fielding is really that great. They both got a pretty good arm, just doesn't really have the greatest fielding. And as a catcher, I want someone to have elite fielding, because if we got pitchers who have 99 break pretty much across the board, they're going to throw some nasty shit. I need a catcher back there that if one gets away from him, he can slide over and keep it in front of him, not allowing the base runners to advance. All right. But now coming to our everyday starting catcher, it's going to be Patrick Bailey. He broke out into the scene last year, 97 games played. He hit for a 233 average with 7 home runs. This dude has all the makings of winning catchers the Gold Glove for catchers for us every single fucking year, literally every fucking year. And I might do Patrick Bailey against lefties and then have Blake Sable bat against righties, because their stats are kind of opposite of each other. I'd like Patrick Bailey to be that everyday guy, but I want him to work against righties, man. He needs to get a little bit better hitting against righties. And the reason I want him to be our everyday catcher, 94 reaction, an 82 arm, and a 95 fielding. If he gets that arm up there even a little bit more, dude, he's going to be throwing out runners from down on his... from his knees, trying to steal second base. I love Patrick Bailey, and I cannot wait to see how he develops. I think his potential is going to boost up to an A by the time we really start getting, like, year number 2, year number 3. I love Patrick Bailey, man. Looking at first base, we have our home run leader last season, Wilmer Flores, his brother, doing pretty good things during spring training right now. People are trying to compare Wilmer Flores to Wilmer Flores Jr. Wilmer Flores Jr. to Wilmer Flores. They're seeing Wilmer Flores Jr. as kind of a better version than his brother. Flores has a good reaction, and he's got decent reaction, good fielding, decent fielding for a first baseman. I'd like the fielding to be a little bit better, as he's going to be getting a lot of balls thrown at him, and I would not expect all of them to be the most accurate, but his offensive upside is the reason he's going to be staying in the lineup. 32 years of age, 81 overall B potential. He's one of those guys, if our team isn't doing well year number 1, flip him for some prospects, all right? Help this team be absolutely star-studded year number 2 if we could. I love Wilmer Flores. He's a guy who could potentially increase his power this season during our year. He can play first base, second, third, and short. I would only put him at first and second, as his arm is weak sauce, all right? Weak sauce. Taking a look at second base, we have Thairo Estrada, a man who a few seasons ago on the Yankees goes into, I think I remember if he got traded or free agency, but during that transition from New York to San Francisco, actually gets shot before spring training, all right? Before spring training, gets shot, and then becomes a superstar, basically, in my opinion, for the San Francisco Giants. He's a truly underrated player. Plays second, third, short, and left field. He has phenomenal fielding, not the greatest of arms. That's probably why his main position is second base. He's got above average speed as well, so he's going to swipe you a few bags here and there. Last year, set a career high for stolen bases with 23, but he's going to bat above 260 for you, pretty much guaranteed. He's good for right around 14 home runs. Past 2 years, gave you 14 home runs both of those seasons, and increased his batting average from 260 to 271. If he could continue to develop on this trajectory and get that contact up even more, he might be he might be a 300 hitter for us, and just a guy who can bat number 2 and is going to get us on base, advance the leadoff guy. I love Thairo Estrada, and I can't wait to see what we can do with him. He's only going to get better being 28 years of age as well. With that fielding category, if I could develop him into a first baseman, man, I would. I would play Thairo Estrada at first base if I could right now with that 93 fielding. I love it. Looking at third base, like I said, J.D. Davis got cut. We do have the prospect, or not really prospect, but kind of a minor league player being developed here, David Villar. He's been up and down from the MLB and AAA, I believe, the past 2 seasons. Hasn't really been the greatest hitter. Last year, in 124 at-bats, he only had 18 hits, batting 145. So he's definitely going to need another year down in the minors for us before he's truly going to be getting called up. He's a decent fielder, but yeah, he's got a little bit of power, but his contact, clutch, discipline, vision, all pretty shite. Looking at shortstops, we talked about Marco Luciano. We do have Nick Ahmed. He's a good defensive player for us. Doesn't have the strongest of arms. He's going to be a bench player for us, a minor leaguer to a starting bench player for me. He might come in off the bench to hit once in a while, but he's more of a defensive substitution that might be able to swipe you a bag or two. I'm not the biggest fan of Nick Ahmed, and if I could get him off this team, I 100% will. We also have the young Tyler Fitzgerald, 26 years of age, D potential. He's a rookie this season. He's got an average to below average contact and power. Clutch and vision really isn't there. He still needs a little bit of development, but he is fast. He is fast, boys. Fast. If we can get this dude on base, maybe we start him off on the bench, have Marcus Luciano start at shortstop, and then we sub in Tyler Fitzgerald later in the games when we need a bag to get swiped. He does have the fielding capabilities, and he can play literally anywhere. Shortstop, second base, third base, outfield. He is good for anything. I would like him to be an outfielder truly because of that 99 speed. If you hit it in the air, he's going to be able to get you out. I would like him to develop his vision and clutch and discipline a little bit more, because once those stats start to get up, he's going to start getting more hits. His contact's going to get up. Maybe that power increases. But I love Tyler Fitzgerald, and I'm I'd like to see what we can do with him as well. Looking at the outfield, it's a little weak. It's a little weak in outfield, and the reason it's looking kind of weak is because we don't have Jung-Ho Lee here. Jorge Soler, like I said, is going to be the DH, so that's going to leave Michael Conforto, Mike Yastrzemski, my bad, Mike Yastrzemski, and Austin Slater, all over the age of 30. They are in their prime right now, but they're kind of middling outfielders for us. Like, there's plenty of outfielders that are better than them. They're all meh when it comes to fielding, and their hitting stats are kind of meh as well. Michael Conforto has a more power against righties, but his fielding really isn't as great there. You look at Mike Yastrzemski, he's a better fielder. He's got good power and contact against righties, but still they're just above average. And then you look at the left fielder, Austin Slater. He's better against lefties, but he's a contact guy with slightly above average fielding. Like, they're all just meh. Like, yeah, they could do good things for us, but they're all meh. Like, meh. Like, meh. Like, I just don't like it. I just don't like it at all. We do have the prospect here, Heliot Ramos. I can't remember if I talked about him during our prospect talk, but Heliot Ramos, 24 years old, 6'1", from Puerto Rico, plays everywhere in the outfield, B potential at 62 overall, kind of seems to be met everywhere as well. Below average power and contact with a slightly above average fielding. He's going to be a raw prospect that we're going to try to develop because he needs improvement everywhere if he's going to be taking the field as a San Francisco Giant later in his career. Probably wouldn't expect him to get called up until 26, so 2 to 3 more years of Ramos, and by then we might want to just ship him out of town with his trade value. So he might be another just prospect that we might want to ship away and try to get someone else in here. We have the 19-year-old Luis Frias. 19-year-old Luis Frias, outfield, 53 years old, 5'11", from the Dominican Republic. He has nothing for contact. He has nothing for power. Another guy we're going to have to develop, but being 19 years of age, I'll let you develop, dude. I'll let you develop, play you down in Double-A, let you get some games in. I like it. But that's going to be it, I think, for this roster update. For this roster right now, once we get towards the regular season and they give that roster update, we will jump back into it. We'll go more in depth on what our plans are for this season, where we are truly ranked compared to all the to the remainder of this teams, and can try to start the get to opening day, start the franchise. I'm really excited to see what we can do with this team. I think it's got a lot of potential. I do think we can get to the wild card year number 1. It's just, can we beat out the San Diego Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks for that opportunity? They are going to be our 2 biggest threats over here in the NL West. I think we could do it. We came close to doing it last year. It's just if we can get a few better bounces this season as well, because we don't do good. Last year, San Francisco did not do good when it came to regulation ball, but once you get by regulation and go into the extra innings, for some reason, we're extremely good. So I'm hoping that we can take that and become better in regulation play, especially with the young kids starting to come up and play for us. Some free agents, just so you guys know, these are some of the still free agents. I'm not opposed to signing free agents to try to improve this team. Let me know some of the names that you guys think we might want to sign to this squad to try to improve ourselves, even if they're like a low 60s overall player and you think, oh, well, he's got a good he's got good power, oh, this dude's at elite speed. Like, look, here's Billy Hamilton right here. He's got elite speed. He's 33 years of age. He's not really the greatest contact hitter, but he might be a guy that you put on the bench, kind of like Fitzgerald. You put him on the bench of the team. Late in the game, you just sub him in as a base runner, and he kind of gives you that veteran depth right there to try to teach those young kids how to truly play MLB baseball, get them used to the league, get them into the habits, into those good habits, so they can develop into all-stars and superstars here in San Francisco. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Let me know some feedback down in the description below, or not description, in the comment section. Let me know what your expectations of me are. I'm down for storylines as well, so if we have someone who hits like 40 home runs by May or June, fucking throw something, a curveball at me and be like, the league has suspended Jorge Soler for testing positive for player enhancing drugs, and he will be out for 1 month or something like that. I'm down for it. I love trying to build the story around these guys, especially like building around the draft. But yes, please let me know. Please give me some comments down below and kind of teach me more about this team if there was anything else I missed. But anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed. Till next time, see you later. Bye-bye.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going